Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a book review of The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Rees Brennan and Maureen Johnson. Now The Bane Chronicles, if you did not know, features 12 short stories featuring around Magnus Bane. Now Magnus Bane is a character you might recognise if you've read the Mortal Instruments series or the Clockwork series by Cassandra Clare. First of all, I'd like to address that some people are saying that Cassandra Clare is just milking this franchise, I guess, and she's just writing books in this world when she should be writing something completely different. And I have to disagree. I really like the Mortal Instruments series, but the Clockwork series that came, I guess, midway between that series, I absolutely loved. I thought it was fantastic. And this was really good too. It's not like she's repeating the stuff all over again. I feel like with everything comes out, they get better and better, and it's you and it's exciting. And if you're doing something that you love and that other people love reading about, then why should she change it? I love the Shadowhunter world and I love how detailed it is, and I really want to read other books in this series. Anyway, back to the book. So if you have not read the Clockwork series or the Mortal Instruments series, I might not recommend picking this one up yet, as some things might go over your head, and I just feel like you experience this book a lot better if you have read those series. You don't have to have read both, but I would recommend it, but at least one to really, I guess, get this series. But ideally both would be really good. I liked how in this book, for every short story, at the start of the story they would have a little comic. It was just one page and it kind of depicted a scene in the short stories, and I just really liked that. I thought it was interesting and I liked seeing the characters come out in this comic book format. So talking about the stories, the first one, What Happened in Peru, for me kind of fell a bit flat. It was okay, but it just didn't really do anything for me, and it kind of left a sour note, I guess, in my mind as I was reading the rest of it. I felt like if it had started off a stronger story, I wouldn't have minded so much, because it kind of like started with that one, it kind of felt a little bit flat. However, every other story after that I really liked for the most of it. Especially when I got to the halfway point through this book. After that, the stories just got more and more fantastic. Vampire Scones and Edmund Herondale was one of the first stories that I ended up really liking. And after that story, I felt like I could connect to the other stories better, and I really liked them after that. I loved hearing about Magnus and learning more about his world and his life, because, you know, he's a very old warlock, and it's great like hearing about all this stuff that has happened to him, all his past lovers, all his past adventures. You know, everything was kind of mentioned in here, and I found that really great. More recent stuff was mentioned in here too, stuff with Alec, which I absolutely loved. I also loved his interactions with Tessa and Will and Jem from the Clockwork series. Yes, there are interactions in here that you have never seen before, and it's fantastic. Magnus's and Alec's first date is also mentioned in here and described in here, and it's fantastic. I just loved it. One little fault I did have with this, I guess, bound up of these short stories was that the short stories weren't in chronological order. Some of them were, but then you'd have one that wasn't, and like it was just kind of funny. I would have preferred if they were all in chronological order. I just feel like it would have made more sense. Most of them were, as I said, but some of them weren't, and it just kind of slightly annoyed me a bit. Maybe with my OCD, I just felt like it would have run a lot more smoother if it hadn't followed that chronological order. If Magnus is a character that you've enjoyed reading about and liked in the Clockwork series and the Mortal Instruments series, then I would definitely recommend picking this one up. I really liked hearing about this, and for the most part I really enjoyed this one. I ended up smiling a lot and awing, and I just really like Magnus Bane. He's a really funny, interesting character, and in this book I feel like you get to know a lot more of his personality, and you kind of get to see how actually caring he is. I feel like in the book sometimes he's not portrayed so much as that, but in here you really get to like see into Magnus's heart and see who he truly is, and actually how caring he actually is. And if you don't like Magnus at the end of this book, then I don't know who you are. How can you not like him at the end of this book? But as I said, this is definitely something I would recommend if you're a fan of Magnus Bane and the Shadowhunter world. I really liked it, and I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. I'd love to know if you have read it and what you thought of it, what your favourite short story in it was. Mine was either the Edmund Herondale ones or the ones that featured Alec, just because I really liked and enjoyed those ones. And like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more book related videos from me, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye!